with Matt Lauer. Hi everyone, this is Matt Lauer. I have my guest here. He's from the Great White North. He's Canadian. We're going to talk about what they do in that country up there.
Hey, how's it going, Matt? I don't get it there, with the Great White North. What in the good Lord are you talking about there, I'm from Canada, there, Matt.
The Great White North.
Matt, not quite sure what you're talking about,
Snow's a lot, right?
Yeah, Matt, but really, they're what do you mean they're the Great White North?
There's a bunch of white people.
Yeah, not too sure, but yeah, I just thought I'd come down to New York here, and check out the beer selection.
Good.
Yeah, great beer here, pretty good, different kind of people too,
We're good people.
Yeah, kind of different from where I'm from there in Regina, Saskatchewan,
Yeah, but you guys that's hillbillies.
Hey, Matt, you're kind of bald there, Because I'm not quite sure if anyone's told you that, but
Yeah, you have a funny accent, dude.
Matt, not quite sure what you're talking about. This is how normal people talk,
Poor English.
You know what, Matt? Got a little bit of a hockey background, and not totally opposed to dropping the mitts right now and knocking you out.
I'm not scared.
Don't think that fancy tie you got there is going to save you. So I might just throw down right now.
Tell us about Canada Day.
Well, that's why I thought it was here.
Settle down. Tell us about Canada Day.
Well, first of all, Matt, I want to talk about my toque,
Okay, your toque.
Yeah.
Or beanie.
Beanie.
We call them beanie caps here in the United States.
Well, that's what, not quite sure what one of these beanies is, Matt, because this is a toque, and this was invented in Canada, probably in Regina, Saskatchewan, where I'm from,
Not Montreal or Quebec
Probably
City.
not,
Are you
toque,
a fan?
Toque is a Canadian word.
Yeah.
You know what, Matt, that's funny you ask, Not a fan of the Frenchies at all.
I heard, you're a frog.
Yeah, that's not quite sure where you're going with that, Matt, but
you know where I'm going.
Not quite sure at all where, don't get it, but what I've got on my head is, it's called toque,
I want to get back to you being a frog and you not liking the French Canadians. That's ironic.
Yeah, once again there, Matt, not quite sure what you're getting at, with this Great White North and frogs and me being a frog. Don't really get it.
You said you don't like French Canadians.
You know what, Matt? Let me tell you something. Is we got 13 grades in Ontario, and we're probably a little bit smarter than you guys down here in the U.S.
Then why don't you get the frog and the French Canadian thing? You do.
Yeah, I don't. You keep going back to that, And
tell me about Canada Day.
Well, let me tell you about it, Canada Day is on July 1st, and it's probably the greatest day ever.
What do you guys celebrate?
Well, we celebrate is the creation of the greatest country in the history of countries. It's Canada, and we've brought the world some of the greatest things ever. Like hockey,
maple syrup.
Well, yeah, that's Vermont, Matt, but we got pretty good maple syrup too. I'm not gonna lie to you, Matt. It's pretty cold up there, It's cold out.
Yeah. What else have you brought?
Well, what else?
Other than hockey.
Let me tell you. Well, what we've brought, Matt, is, have you heard of the band Rush? Matt, I know you've heard of Rush.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Undoubtedly the greatest rock and roll band in the history of rock and roll bands.
Of Canada, you mean?
No. Rush is the greatest rock and roll band. Geddy Lee, totally rock out, Neil Peart, Alex Lifeson, they rock. They totally rule.
Listen.
Hey Matt,
what else?
Hey Matt, you gotta do Maria on you. I feel like I need a smoke,
No.
You got a Canadian?
No.
I'm a little parched right now.
I want to know more about Canada Day.
Well, Canada Day. Have Have I told you about the Calgary Stampede, eh?
I'm not talking about that.
Greatest show on earth.
Canada Day is a celebration of what? You didn't answer the question.
Well, it's like your July 4th on steroids, eh?
Yeah, but
like 100 times
we're
better.
the greatest country
Our country
in the world.
is 355 years old, eh?
Yeah, but
and
we're the greatest country. That's why people come here from everywhere.
You know what, Matt Lauer, you're bald and you're annoying right now because I'm here to talk about Canada Day and tell you about my toque, and you're totally getting in my way. And like I told you, with my hockey background, Matt, I played all the way up to midget C, and like I said, I've had to throw down many times, eh? I've had like out in front of the Quick and Stop there in Regina. I've had to throw down with some natives.
Oh, have you ever heard of a guy that played hockey? His name is Jay Johnson.
Yeah, Jay Johnson he's like the biggest douchebag.
But he's Canadian.
No, he's not actually Canadian, eh? His dad was born in Canada, and that's about it, eh? Because Johnson was born in the U.S. and his mom's U.S., but he pretends he's Canadian, but he's fat, sweaty, and bald.
Yeah,
And
I heard that.
we don't really say that he's Canadian.
But he does.
Yeah, because you know what?
He thinks it's cool.
Well, he thinks it's cool, and it's an excuse for him to get drunk all the time, eh? Although that's not a bad idea. I mean, really, like a flat of Canadian and some Du Maurier I'd say.
Did he play hockey?
Not very well. Let's just leave it at that, eh?
Okay.
Like, he may have played higher than midget C, like myself, but you know what? Like I said, I've had to throw down out in front of the Quickie Stop in Regina. I had this native, he was asking me if I had some Lysol, and I'm like, come on, man, like, what do you need Lysol for, eh? Like, let me buy you a Canadian.
Because Jay Johnson
and he was like, no, like, can you get me some Lysol? And I was like, no way, man. Like, no, for sure. I can't do that, eh? Like the government says that it's not good for you. And we all know the Canadian government knows everything, eh?
Right, there's safety of everything.
Yeah, that's for sure. You know, I got, like, free health care. Let's talk about your health care there, Matt Lauer.
Yeah.
Okay. Go for it.
Well, hopefully it's going to change. But I hear you may have socialized health care and everybody has health care, but I hear it sucks.
You know what, Matt? I don't know what you're talking about there, eh? Like in Regina, we got like great mediclinics, and I can like go in there all the time because, like, I'll be honest with you, Matt. Sometimes I get like I'll have a little bit too much to drink and I'll fall down, eh? And sometimes I'll crack my head.
Yeah,
and,
I believe that.
Yeah, I need some stitches.
Lots of them.
So I go in there and they're like
look a little crazy.
They're like free, eh? Sometimes my toque doesn't always protect me from the falls. Or once in a while, I'll get into a scrap with a native.
What do you think of Justin
He gets off
Bieber?
the reserve. Let me tell you something, Matt. I had some Crown Royal. I grew feathers. I went straight cuckoo.
What do you think about Justin Bieber?
You know what, Matt? I don't know about this Bieber.
Well,
he's like totally not like Canadian anymore, eh? He's like 50 Cent. I'm gonna rap, eh? I don't get it. I'm gonna get
Canadian.
I'm gonna box.
He's goof.
Yeah, there's no doubt, eh? I agree. Okay, so anyways, July 1st, Canada Day. Totally rocks. Rush, greatest band ever. I don't know what else to say. Molson Canadian, Du Maurier.
What about stop moving my table.
Sorry there, Matt.
What about the French Canadians?
Yeah.
And the best food ever. I mean, I am a big fan.
Well, Matt, it's true, eh? They're like we do got the Frenchies there. They live in Quebec, over on the east end of the Canada there, eh? We're not a big fan in Regina in the west.
But why are you a frog?
Yeah, well,
saying that.
Well, Matt, let me tell you something, eh? Like, I was born like a frog. So that's just how it is, eh? My parents were frogs, like, and I'm a frog. And I'm a frog that likes his Molson Canadian and Du Maurier. And sometimes some Crown Royal.